I bet a lot of people did what I did. They saw this nice big parking lot on Google Earth at a business that closes at 9 o'clock and said that'll be a nice spot to spend the night, which resulted in the sign being put up, keeping us all out. Luckily, my rig is small enough that I can spend the night in that corner of that hotel parking lot. After I visited Route 66 this past spring and ran around looking for a bazillion roadside attractions, it was just too much. It was like I was on The Amazing Race trying to win $1 million prize, and I vowed never to do that again. So I decided that I wanted to visit Utah, specifically Moab, and just do some relaxing hiking with my dog. Then I noticed that the Lincoln Highway, which is like Route 66, would take me from the East Coast, where I spent the summer, all the way to Salt Lake City. Then I see roadside attractions, American history, quirky Americana, which are all the things that I love, and I just can't help myself. I'm doing it again. Lincoln Highway goes from Times Square to San Francisco, but I'm starting here in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I visited Times Square a couple of years ago anyway. And I'll be getting off the Lincoln Highway when I get to Salt Lake City. This hotel parking lot is in an area that's much busier and noisier than I thought it would be. We'll see how the night goes. Some men have been having a loud conversation next to my van for over an hour. I'm trying to watch my show. I'm gonna wait it out. They have work trucks, so I'm sure they'll need to get some sleep at some point if they have to work tomorrow. So the guys finally left the parking lot, but where I am is so close to the interstate that it's gonna keep me awake all night. I'm gonna go find another place to sleep. I love my fairy lights. Anyway, so I checked out another hotel parking lot away from the interstate. It was just too small and crowded. But right near it is a hospital visitor's parking lot, which is what I'm in right now. It seemed really quiet, and I thought I could finally get some sleep, but then I started hearing helicopters. Like they're flying trauma patients in and out of the hospital. And I'm just laying here wondering where I could go next. So tired at this point. But then the helicopter stopped, so I'm staying put. Hospital parking lot is a first for me. I know other nomads do it all the time. And being awakened by helicopters was also a first for me. Starting the Lincoln Highway tour here in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, with this apple truck that was built to commemorate all the fruit stands that were along the Lincoln Highway. The Lincoln Highway was built in 1913, so there wasn't much for travelers back then along the route. Very few diners or restaurants, so it was mostly farmers offering roadside boxes of produce. The reason the truck is so big is that when the Lincoln Highway started to get popular, businesses along the route would try to grab people's attention by building giant eye-catching attractions. They're called roadside giants. Still have apple orchards here. I was concerned about some of the mountains I might be driving on out west, but it seems that right here in Pennsylvania is where the highest elevations on my route are going to be. ProMaster owners recommend just putting the van in tow haul mode, which I did. It feels a lot smoother in tow haul. Usually my van turns into the struggle bus when I go up or down hills. The transmission felt like it was kicking around and it sounded strained, but it's not happening now. This quarter is a newer roadside giant created by local students. They chose this theme because George Washington spent time in the area staying at a local inn and drinking at the Greystone Tavern. They did a great job on this. I I find it amazing that almost immediately after the automobile was invented, somebody said, hey, let's build a road from coast to coast. So many innovative and ambitious people in this country. Oh, there's a cop waiting for me here. He knows I'm up to no good. This is the Igloo Soft Freeze. This igloo-shaped building wasn't originally built to sell ice cream. It was a 1970 modular home company that built houses in bizarre circular shapes for some odd reason. And these weird-looking homes didn't sell. They went out of business. And this home became an ice cream sundae instead, complete with a cherry on top. Bedford, Pennsylvania. What a pretty town. Looks like it's got a lot of history.
In 600 feet, your destination will be on the left. Your destination is on the left.
This beautiful specimen of Art Deco was opened in 1933. Dunkel's Gulf Service Station. It's still owned by the Dunkel family. Art Deco was popular in the Roaring '20s. It had a lot of geometric elements. It was a very unique style that hadn't been seen before World War I. Mostly commercial buildings like this. And then it went out of style around 1940. It was a passing architecture fad. She's not only pumping gas for customers, but washing their windshields. I haven't seen that in decades. She must be the granddaughter of the original owner. Here's an original roadside giant built in 1927. If it were a real coffee pot, it could hold 819,000 cups of coffee. The Kuntz coffee pot was a lunch stand, but its main purpose was to attract customers to the gas station that was next door, which was the real moneymaker, catering to all the people passing through from New York City and heading west on the Lincoln Highway. Here, travelers could get a light lunch, a cup of coffee, and an ice cream. I'm extra excited about our next stop.